Over the last few years, the rise of AR art has been inevitable. We have seen thousands of users using it on Twitter, on Instagram, on different social medias. Although AR art has existed for a good amount of time. It was not only these new tools that have been shown to the internet that are wide and are a main broad audience can use, that the arguments and the ethical problems of AR art has risen into context, into discussion. Many people go with AR art, but many artists argue against AI art. For example, some arguments are that AI and its implication is that AI art can be used as a tool for automating and aiding in certain timely and once manual processes. Others oppose radically to the use of AI as it hinders on human expressions and it appropriates intellectual property of past and current artists. More on this later. In this video, I will discuss the ethical and social implications, the economic implications, and how this might affect the artists themselves. Well, to start, we can talk about what are the ethical and social implications of using AI in art. Well, first of all, AR can potentially take jobs from human artists. Maybe not directly replace them, but it can definitely take human jobs that other artists could benefit from. And not only that, a very one of the most important arguments against AR art is that AI uses millions of images all around the world and combines them to create something unique. But the problem is that the images it uses, even though if it may be just a little bit of an image, of a part of an image, it doesn't have the consent or the compensation to create what it calls new work. It doesn't have the consent from the other artists. It also, not only this, it devalues the years of practice, unique vision, skill, and experience that human artists work very hard for to have. The AI just takes these abilities from other artists and creates their own type of art, if you could even call it art. And not only that, producing art entirely through AI and capitalizing on it without notifying or rewarding the original artist is unethical. It's not according to the copyright rules, and it's only uh, it's only in a couple of years that it will probably become illegal. And not only that, I think in terms of the social implications of art, I think art itself is going to be socially rejected from many people that just enjoy art. There are a couple of reasons as to why, but I think there's a perfect experiment that shows this. Humans are biased against things that are not made passionately or made by human hands. For example, there was this experiment made where students in a university chose between AI art and art made by humans, but they didn't understand, but they didn't show which one was which one. But in a very interesting light, the result was that the humans definitely they preferred the human art, and not only that, their brains lighted up when they saw the human art. It was simply better. In their nature, they saw it as something that was made passionately. And well, not only that, I also think that there's also going to be a social rejection towards art because, for example, there was this art made by an orangutan, a type of monkey. Right, and the art was a lot of people liked it, but as soon as it was revealed that it was made by a monkey, many people didn't regard it as art. They didn't like it. They didn't see it as human work. It almost as if the machines and the animals seem to be intelligent, but they really aren't. So this is part of why it hurts or the ethical and social implications. I really do think art cannot replace real art, and this is going into my next point. Another very important difference between AR art and real art is that real art takes inspiration from artists, from other works. It's natural. We can take inspiration, but we don't copy the piece, except, well, except the artist is trying to do an exact copy. But when we inspire ourselves from a painting, we usually take the ideas and make those ideas our own. We add our own ideas to the painting. AR art doesn't do this. AR art only pretty much combines the millions of images that already exist and are already made by artists. It doesn't take inspiration because it doesn't add its own ideas. The only thing that it adds is that it adds so many ideas from other artists that it seems like it is a new one. It's a very different, and it's part of the ethical and social implication, and why some people really don't like AI in art, even if it may be a useful tool. Another question to discuss is that what is the economical impact that the AI art will have on people? There are a lot of different arguments. Again, it's a very broad discussion. But a very interesting argument is that a lot of artists have been, a lot of art is renowned because of the biography of not only the creators, but because of how passionate they were while creating the piece. It's part of what makes a painting so famous and so valued in a lot of times. The AI age means that AI cannot do the same. They do not have a story on the on art. They just do what they are told. They are told to please us. While art is it's a way of people doing what it interested them, and we want to see what other people are interested in. It's what makes their work so fascinating and interesting. And this means that in terms of the economical impact, it will mostly focus and it will double down on paintings that are made, or doubling down on biography, on symbols that are made by humans, that robots are not used. In other ways, we can also be see that yes, the AR will probably be used as a tool to help with art. It was done with photography and sketches, and that in the day was also an argument that it was very different. But art will definitely it will help artists. It will take an economical part from artists, but it will not remove the possibilities of economical prospect and of economical joy in what artists can do and their profession. It's pretty much impossible. It would be very hard compared of how human nature works. But then in the end, how can we fix this AR art? How can we make it balanced so that it doesn't have as much social implications and social problems as we have discussed? Well, first of all, I think the main thing is to make some kind of law, or at least in some countries, that say or oblige the person to say that the artwork was made by AI, even if it was just a percentage. If this was done, it would definitely help artists to follow through and avoid that their art is made from AI. It would oblige on the points that I made today, and people can show the support for artists that want the economical impact of their art pieces, not that their art pieces can be stolen. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time.